it's terrible. It's terrible. You cannot sleep even.
Tonight at 9 on DC News Now. No air conditioning for hundreds of people in an Alexandria apartment building. Why they say it's not the only problem they're having.
Hi, everyone. Tracking severe storms as we head into your midweek forecast. It's coming up.
Crime in D.C. spilling into upscale neighborhoods.
What type of memories are we going to make? Memories where we're chased, shot with fireworks, someone shooting themselves or getting shot at.
The concerns about violence around a luxury apartment complex in Noma, leaving families desperate for solutions.
And we're learning more about the pilot who died in a crash on Maryland's eastern shore.
It's a tragedy. We're going to find out what caused all of it.
The latest on the investigation into the deadly crash.
The latest on the fight for rent control in Prince George's County, Maryland. What county leaders are doing, hoping to keep housing affordable.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight for DC News Now at 9. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Susan Tran. Let's talk about our DMV First Warn Day. Part of the DMV, we are in a severe thunderstorm watch right now. The warning is set to expire in about an hour.
Yeah, a lot happening now. Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb here now. Janessa, this comes after extreme temps in the region, tying a record of 104 degrees, but the feel-like temp actually, in some parts, believe it or not, 115 degrees.
Yeah, I saw that this afternoon. Pretty remarkable across the DMV where the heat and humidity, it continues to build. First and foremost, we do have severe weather that was currently running across the DMV with temperatures that they're not helping this much. 102 still for the DC metro area, and that's why that watch, it will remain in place until 10 p.m. So we do have one more hour. Basically, a watch is saying that's something that we're watching as storms kind of go through the area. There's no warning in place currently at this time, but you can see all these kind of cells popping up across central Montgomery County. This is the same area that you had that downburst yesterday across areas of 270, making its way into the Columbia area, North Laurel as well. There's just a little bit of lightning, but no longer a severe warned storm. So it's producing a good pocket of torrential rain. So about 15 minutes ago, they did announce that to be a severe thunderstorm warning. As it pushes east, it has kind of dissipated in nature. Really secondary is temperatures at this point, still 102 for Anne Arundel County. You do have the upper 70s for Kaiser into the Cumberland area, 95 out towards Culpeper in parts of Northern Virginia. I do have a heat advisory that's going to start again tomorrow at 11 a.m. and extend until that 8 o'clock hour. Lots going on with this Wednesday forecast. Severe weather with a line of strong to severe storms going to run across our region. I have that full forecast coming up.
Okay, Jess. Well, developing all new at 9, families in a Virginia apartment complex suffering through this oppressive heat with no AC. It's all because of a broken chiller.
Can you imagine? It actually left these families in Alexandria hot and bothered. Our Max Marsilia joining us live outside of that complex. And Max, just how long have these folks been without AC?
Well, Chris and Susan, it's been about a day or so since they haven't had air conditioning. They still don't have it tonight. More on when they could get it in just a bit. But the residents we spoke with today, one of whom invited us inside there, and yes, it is hot. They said that this air conditioning problem is not the only one that they have raised, and it's even gotten some lawmakers' attention. It's 102 plus on the hottest day of the year. And tenants telling us many people inside this 16-story apartment building in Alexandria are without working air conditioning. At the Ashlawn, one of the Southern Towers properties just off 395, there's not much relief inside from the outside heat. Inside this man's apartment, the air blows soft and not cold.
It's terrible. It's terrible. You cannot sleep even.
Try to open up the windows, doesn't help.
Miko An is seeking relief by leaving to go elsewhere, and she considers herself one of the lucky ones.
There's elderly people in the building, and there's children that are worse off than me, so I would just keep an eye out for that.
The building and its residents no strangers to problems. We've previously reported on flooding that displaced some residents last year, and just over a year ago, Virginia Senators Tim Kaine and Mark Warner wrote this letter to the CIM Group, the building's ownership. They say tenants raised concerns, including declining conditions and unresolved maintenance requests.
Next month, I'm gonna move out.
As residents air their frustrations, the CIM group says it's taking action, offering first-come, first-served portable AC units and getting room blocks at nearby hotels free of charge. All the while, they're working to fix the air conditioning to cool the temperature at a building right now, failing to keep the people living there cool during this heat wave. And now within the last hour, we've heard from the CIM group, a spokesperson for them. Remember, that's the building's ownership. And in addition to outlining some of the measures that they're taking, those portable AC units and hotel room blocks, they also said that they do have a bit of a timeline for when this could be fixed. The part that they need, they're hoping they get it from the manufacturer tomorrow. So they are working on that. And people who live in that building just behind us, they are really hoping that the relief comes soon. Reporting in Alexandria, Max Marcilla, DC News Now.
Let's hope so. That is brutal there, Max. Thanks. Meanwhile, the extreme heat also causing problems for Metro. There's track and air conditioning issues being reported inside rail cars and on buses. Today, Metro issued an above-ground speed limit of 35 miles per hour system-wide. Metro officials say once normal temperatures do return, speed restrictions will be lifted.
We're going to stay in the district now, where neighbors are telling us they're at a luxury apartment complex in Noma. They say they're really fed up. In recent weeks, they have seen attacks outside their building and cars stolen right out of the secure parking garage. DC News Now's Marielle Carbone joining us live from Banner Lane there in Northwest. And Marielle, what's the very latest here? This violent event that neighbors are most concerned about?
Yeah, Susan, there is certainly a lot going on. The latest crime scene actually starting in the building and ending on this plaza behind us. Police tell us they are still investigating, and the apartment complex tells us that it was an isolating shooting here last night. Now, despite that, it's not doing anything to quell the concerns of neighbors who live here.
There's a lack of responsibility and a lack of accountability.
For Stephanie Struber, it's been one thing after another at her DC apartment complex, from broken amenities to broken locks.
Anyone can enter the building, anyone can go into the garage because there's no security at all.
And last night, a shooting investigation still evident this morning.
The caution tape was gone and all of the blood was everywhere. Like nothing had been cleaned.
Neighbors now fed up, calling on management to step up.
People are nervous to speak out about what's going on. We're just ignored.
According to Banner Lane's website, the building is a luxury complex developed by Toll Brothers Apartment Living.
There's nothing luxurious happening here right now.
And this woman, who asked we not show her face, says many of the problems are caused by people who don't even live in the building, gaining access and destroying property.
It's frustrating because you put your hard-earned money into a space that you assumed would be amazing.
When it wasn't, Carl Dandridge, who lived here for more than a year, broke his lease with the help of DC's Attorney General's office.
Memories where we're chased, shot with fireworks, someone shooting themselves or getting shot at.
He says he tried making things better, organizing a tenant group me chat to share information, but he says management still ignored their concerns.
You just feel like, wow, am I just talking to this brick wall over here when I'm talking to the property manager?
And I reached out to Banner Lane as well as Toll Brothers, and in a statement responding specifically to last night's shooting, they tell me that the safety and well-being of our residents is our top priority. While authorities have indicated that this was an isolated incident, we are increasing our courtesy patrol hours and working with the MPD to further enhance the security of our community. Now, Chris and Susan, those living here say that they want to see more action and not just words and statements like that. Reporting live in Northwest DC tonight, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
You can really sense their frustration, Marielle. Thank you. So if you are experiencing some similar concerns and you really feel like those have not been addressed, there is help. You can file a complaint with the Attorney General's office. You can call their consumer hotline, and in some cases, the AG's office can bring that landlord to court through DC's consumer protection laws.
Meanwhile, in Maryland, renters in Prince George's County getting some relief from gouging price hikes, but not everyone's happy about it. A bill that would cap yearly rent increases at 6% passed today. It also applies to buildings built before the year 2000. Senior housing centers will be capped at a maximum of 4.5%. And the bill will also stop landlords from adding new fees and amenities during a lease.
And then the next phase will be two things that I'm working on: a price gouging bill to protect everyone that's left out of this current legislation. Also working on tenants' rights legislation to give our tenants more room to voice complaints and concerns that they have with their landlords. So this is a victory, but we still have so much more to do.
Well, the bill will now go through its third reading before it becomes law. But a real estate industry advocate with a group called AOB saying they slam the passage of the bill. They argue it does not hold bad actors accountable, and they claim it'll hurt the housing industry.
Let's stay in Maryland now, and in Bethesda, a potentially dangerous gas leak earlier today when this car, it crashed right into the Davis Library. You could take a look, and firefighters working there, they had to evacuate the library as well as a daycare. They say the driver hit the gas meter, which is attached to the building. Officials telling our crew everyone is okay.
All new tonight, a New York City man is arrested after police say he swindled an elderly Silver Spring woman out of nearly $1 million in gold bars. 19-year-old Zhengyang Wang was arrested Monday. Police say in May, the 82-year-old woman was contacted and was told to transfer her assets into gold bars to prevent Russia from taking her money. Police said the woman ended up handing the suspect several packages worth more than $900,000. Now we're showing his picture here because police believe there may be additional victims. They encourage anyone to come forward. Wang is being held without bond tonight.
Take a look at your screen right now. We do have a new video tonight, and you could see the back end of this small airplane. This is from a deadly crash at Maryland's Eastern Shore. A neighbor got video of these new images, and you can see that plane, that rear end there sticking up.
Yeah, a pilot killed in that plane crash in Talbot County, Maryland today. He's now been identified. It's 56-year-old Robert Merlini. The FAA says Merlini reported engine failure before crashing into a river near Easton. DC News Now's Randy Bass is at that scene near Travelers Rest Circle and has the latest tonight from investigators.
Right now, crews are working to pull that plane from the Tread Avon River here in Easton. The pilot, who has not yet been publicly identified, was the only person on board flying as a contractor for a local nonprofit. A quick flight from Fort Meade to Easton turned tragic this morning. Witnesses calling 911 after seeing the plane crash.
Divers from the Anne Arundel County Fire Department who were on the scene and were able to recover the victim, who was the pilot and the sole occupant of the plane.
The pilot flying as a contractor for the University of Research Foundation based in Greenbelt.
It is a tragedy. We've done this for so many years that there's a very good relationship. Everybody knows each other. They've gone on multiple missions in multiple locations.
The foundation's president, Eric Heidhausen, says the URF has had the plane for about 30 years, mostly using it to carry out high-tech atmospheric and aviation research.
There is equipment from the University of Maryland that goes on board and would normally be used to collect air samples.
But today's mission was simple, with plans to move the plane from Fort Meade to Easton. Still a lot of unanswered questions about what happened here today.
We're going to find out what caused all of this. You know, other pilots can learn from whatever happened today.
Now, the University of Maryland says there were plans to conduct research with that plane later today. Again, the FAA is expected to post an accident report for this particular crash as soon as tomorrow. The NTSB is also investigating. In Easton, I'm Randy Bass, DC News Now.